Hi, Coach.
Hey,
We can go ahead and get started with in-person questions whenever you're ready.
hey, Eric. Defense in that fourth quarter, even in that loose, I think they shot like 57%. What kind of happened in that that final 10 minutes? The defense specifically. It honestly felt a little scrambled. We felt like we lost them a few times in transition and got cross matched a few times. I mean, just looking at the game, they shot the ball better than we did. I mean, there's only so many ways around it. Coffee makes 4 threes. Bush and Ryan each make 3. That's all 10 of their threes. So that's probably the difference in the game. What was the challenge in keeping Gray under control tonight? She's very good. I mean, we turned her over 6 times, but she doesn't get too rattled. I think she's been an all-league caliber player this year. She finishes at the rim. Her jumper looks good. She's unselfish. A lot of qualities you want in a player. Obviously, Slim and Tianna got going. What was the challenge for everyone else who's offensively, or that just the shots not going down? I didn't think we were sharp enough recognizing how we're being played. Whether to get out of a screen quickly or we had windows to shoot the ball where we hesitated. Probably had 3 or 4 times where we got a rebound or a loose ball in the backcourt and tried to dribble it or try to pass it and just gave the ball right back to him. Now, those plays hurt momentum. It's hard to get a run going when you don't capitalize on your stops. Did some good things in the game. We offensive rebounded. We turned them over. Got to the line, but we didn't make very many shots. I like the way you guys attacked the basket today. Yeah, I didn't think we finished great. We didn't finish great, but when we had our opportunities, we went. Yep.
Coach, as you kind of juggle around the lineups, just putting some of the silver line and just seeing with this group that you have right now, as you go forward.
Silver linings. I thought going into the half, we made a nice run to get the lead back. Maybe I should have zoned more. I don't know. Felt like we had them under pretty good control for a lot of the second half till they got a little loose, as Kareem said. But we should expect that of ourselves, that we're going to compete. That should be a bare minimum.
Also, just want to talk about the impact that Slim's made. The point guard is an extension of the coach. What have you seen from her during these stretches of 25, 30, 25? Her impact on the offense, although she's on the defensive side. She can get to the rim and finish, and I think that's something, I've said a few times that we haven't quite had a player like that. So her ability to attack the basket.
We can go to Zoom. Tyler.
Hey, Eric. Early on in the game, you guys were able to get the ball in the paint, and really kind of throughout the game you were too. What would you grade your penetration level today against Atlanta's defense?
Our penetration was, probably better than our layups and finishing at the rim. We were able to get there more than we capitalized on. And so I think, as we watch it back, probably everybody up and down the roster wishes they had 1 or 2 of those back at the rim.
As a coach, is there really anything you can do kind of in those bunny short situations on missing shots that you can instill in practice to help them out there?
I mean, of course, we sit here not having practice in a while, but yeah, I think our shot quality went up and down, and that's probably a reflection of, what I'm calling or the actions I'm putting people in. I'm always going to be self-critical on that. But, you got to make shots. We got to execute better. Shoot, it all falls on me at the end of the day. So I'll go back and watch the film, and we'll get a couple practice days this week and try to improve some things.
My last one's about Tianna, a double-double tonight. I believe her first one of the season was also against Atlanta. What about this dream team puts Tianna in such a situation to be able to thrive?
Oh, I don't know about Atlanta in particular. She was just aggressive going to the glass and made some shots. When they did some switching, she was able to punish the guards, not so much on the post-ups, but on the glass.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Jen.
Hey, Eric, going back to Slim for a minute, it seems like the last several games she's really come out of the gates strong in that first quarter and did it again tonight. What do you think is behind her first quarter, kind of having a field day there? Is it just, her mindset being aggressive from the jump, or what do you see?
Aggressive from the jump. It happens, with some other players in the league where you think you see them on film and then in person you realize how fast and how quick they are with the ball. So I think she can, she catches people by surprise on that first step and she really gets going. She got foul calls early to get her to the line. And she comes in the game with the right mindset of being aggressive.
And you mentioned Coffee briefly, and I feel like she's kind of a player that people maybe don't know as well as some of the other stars on that roster. But what was she doing today that made things tough for you guys on both ends?
She's athletic. She can switch. She's making shots. Some in the past, I think, has been health, her getting a consistent run of games where she's healthy and feeling good, and she's making shots. I thought she made good unselfish plays too when the help came. And I looked down, she got 5 assists, and it felt like she made the right play a lot.
Last thing for me, just with Queen, playing 19 minutes, how did she look to you? Did she look 100% on that ankle? Just curious what you saw, in the arena as opposed to me trying to suss that out through the TV.
I didn't notice anything, so she seemed fine to me.
Great, thanks.
That's all, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks,
Eric.
Cream. Hi, Cream. Hey, what's up? Okay. Let's start off with you a little bit. What, sport double, I do believe. No, I'm not even keeping count. You're not keeping track. I'm just saying out loud myself. But what worked well for you today, where you were able to kind of capitalize on some things? Just coming into the game and just knowing that I had to be a lot more aggressive than I was last game. And for me personally, it starts on the boards. Like if I get on the boards early, then it kind of gets me going. So that's just one of the things I try to focus on coming into this game. From your perspective, what happened on defense in that fourth quarter? They kind of got similar shots. I think they jumped in some sense. Yeah, I mean, they went on their run. Like you said, they were hitting their shots. We just gotta lock in and lock up on D. We have some time to figure it out. We just gotta regroup and get ready for this next push. I know, we should talk about everything, but I'm curious, how's not necessarily the energy level on the floor, but just how are your guys' bodies feeling after, it's like 6 games in 12 days, 3 in the last 5, travel. Yeah. You guys in general, are you tired? I'm not gonna say that we're tired, but we're pushing through. I mean, I think every team is going through it or is going to go through it at one point. It's just one of those things, part of the job. We just got to keep on pushing, not really buy into like the fatigue and the travel and stuff like that. I mean, it's part of the game. What was most impressive from your perspective? What was most impressive about Slim today, the way she was able to kind of get to the rim throughout the game? I feel like she gets to the rim every game. She was finishing today, so she was in a groove, and we really needed that today. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, we have to get to the airport, so we have time for one each on Zoom.
I got one for.
Oh, sorry, you go in.
Thank you. Just want to talk about the silver line of this team, sisterhood, bend don't break. What have you just seen collectively from everyone, the mentality of just staying together on this rough stretch? It's just you've already said it. We got to stay together. No matter the adversity. I mean, we've been facing a lot of adversity as of late. It's just one of those things where we got to come together, stay together, stick together, and just play for each other out there. And that's just what it's all about right now. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We have time for one each on Zoom. We'll start with Tyler.
Hey, Tianna, I just have a quick question about the shots tonight. From your perspective, I know the shots aren't falling down for you, but is there anything else that might be contributing? Is there anything that you think from your perspective might be contributing to maybe shots not falling for you guys of late?
Just unlucky. All I can say is be unlucky. We're in the gym, we're practicing, we're getting up extra shots. It's just we're in this stretch now where we're not hitting. And the good thing about it is we get another opportunity to take the same shots and they'll go in.
Thank you.
We'll go to Jen.
Hey, TT, just following up on Slim, it seems like all the first quarters lately, she's been coming out kind of on fire, including tonight when she had 12 in the first quarter. Just curious, when she comes out scoring that much right out of the gates, how much does that like lift you all along with her?
It's a great lift anytime someone's scoring that much in that little bit of time. But it's been a great lift for us. She's definitely come in the last few games and set the tone for us on the offensive end. It's just one of those things we got to just uphold our bargain, do our job, and just sustain a 40-minute game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, TT.
Thank
We
you.
can go ahead and start with in-person questions.
Ken, what's up, man?
Can you evaluate the defense, particularly in that fourth quarter today?
I think we had good intentions on our defensive schemes. I think, they kind of got in the paint, they got to the free throw line, they're hitting shots, but I think ultimately it's like we'll have possession and then it's like that last 2 seconds and they get the O board, and now that's kind of deflating because we played so many seconds of basketball and then now we got to play another 14. So I think we tried. We just got to lock in harder and just kind of get over that hump. Like we'll get it down to 3 and then we're back up to 7. We got it down to 3 again and then it went back up to however many points it was. But I just kept remember we're getting right there. It's like keep it stuck. So, we just got to figure it out.
Play actually a really good word.
Yeah.
How do you guys kind of deal with that and keep that? And I know we keep talking about keeping the energy up and you guys being professionals and working through that stuff.
Yeah.
But when you're so close and always something kind of happens, how do you not let that get to be too frustrating when it kind of happens and happens and happens?
If you want to win the game, you just leave it alone. I think that's the easiest way to put it. If you want to win, like I'm all about space. So I'm not perfect human. So I have moments where I get frustrated or there's a call that I don't like. And I have to remember that space, I can allot that to something positive instead of something negative, because now I'm holding on to something that has already been done. It can't be reversed, can't be changed. I can't control it. So it's just about that response after, like it's natural. Like, yes, it's deflating, but it's like, what are you going to do in those next 3 steps? What are you going to do in those next 3 seconds? What are you going to do in the next 3 plays? So we just got to get a hold of that.
We talked a lot about it, about coming out aggressive.
Yes.
Specifically you did it again tonight. What worked well in that facet tonight?
I think like any team we play against, I just make sure that I know what looks I'm probably going to get against each team. Every look is different, but every team I can get downhill. And every team I can control getting downhill. I can control hitting open shots. And I think for me, it's just having that mindset of just being aggressive. Like we talked about it before, it's literally being aggressive off the jump. I didn't really get to the free throw line the last couple games. This game, I was actually surprised a couple times. I was like, damn, I'm back. But it's like getting that aggressive play and everybody else follows along. And now we start to get that flow and get the ball going in the basket, because we've had moments where we become stagnant and we miss shots. And now we're looking at each other like, oh, you take the shot. No, you take the shot. No, you take the shot. So, yeah.
That's what, how's your body feel? You're on the floor a lot and have been throughout this road trip.
I'm 29 years old and I'm blessed to play this game. Simple as that.
Thank you.
So this one for you. A lot of music fans that travel down that section, they were just saying, we tell the women, we support them, we're grinding for them. So what does that mean? I know you're a player, but as a human to know that even though during adversity, there's fans that are traveling and going to support you all during this tough stretch.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's a lot of love. You go on a road, it's usually 8 on 5 and you need everything you can get from in-house, and you got the fans coming down. One lady stopped me before I warmed up and she's like, hey, I know your cousin. He's my so-and-so of so-and-so. I don't even know how it matched up, but it's just people go to great lengths to just support you because you're somebody else's family member and you need that and you will want that. And we are appreciative of the Mystics fans coming from anywhere.
And then one guy drove from Florida with his daughter.
Oh, wow.
Got the selfie. So
yeah. I mean, that just shows you that it's going to be a great plug for expansion, because Atlanta is, 8-state radius for the next basketball for the next professional women's basketball team. So he has to drive from Florida just to come to Atlanta. Like there's no other team that he's driving to unless he, go to Texas. But yeah, that just is a great plug. I'm glad he did that because that just shows that we need to expand. Like we shouldn't have to drive from Florida. I love that he did, but I wish there was a Florida team that his daughter can see and can go see all the time. But I do appreciate that guy for bringing her, and more people should.
We have time for just one question on Zoom. Tyler?
Hey, Slim, I know about your body. I'm curious. It looks like you've been kind of favoring your wrist a couple of times, just some of your hard falls. Is everything fine there? I know you had a tough one in the first half.
29, and I'm blessed to play this game, Tyler. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you, T.
Okay. Appreciate it, Slim.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Slim.
One. We will see you guys on Wednesday. All right.